Hi, welcome back to my views and news. Big development from the Somali land for you. Ethiopia just 5 days ago signed an MOU with Somaliland to gain access to the sea through Somaliland and to establish a military base there in return for recognition of Somaliland as a country. Since then, Somalia has been threatening Ethiopia. Somalia has been busy diplomatically, militarily, trying to stop this deal, which is going to be signed in a few days. In 1 month, the deal is to be signed. 5 days are past, 25 days remaining. It seems that Ethiopian government could be in trouble. Protests in Somaliland. A big protest today in Somaliland. Details for you in this video. Who took to the streets in Somaliland today? In which part of Somaliland this protest was taken out? What is the significance of this protest? By the way, I've been telling you that Somalia has decided to thwart the upcoming agreement between Ethiopia and Somaliland. Ethiopia and Somaliland have signed an MOU so far. They have not signed an agreement. Even MOU has not been made public. Keeping in view the statements from Somalia's politicians, president, prime minister, generals, it's very clear that no matter what happens, Somalia is going to adopt all ways and means to stop this deal. And one of the ways, one of the tactics which could be used by Somalia is that it can back the groups in Somaliland, tribes in Somaliland, groups in Ethiopia as well, groups in the Somali region of Ethiopia to oppose this deal. And this is Somalia's stated position, because we heard from Somalia's military spokesperson who said the military was in contact with elements in the Somali region of Ethiopia. The Somali region of Ethiopia-based elements were ready to start a war against Ethiopia if Mogadishu was ready to take the lead. So this is the situation. Now a protest today in Odal zone of Somaliland. Firstly, it wasn't a small protest. A protest was held in Borama today. Borama yesterday. Borama is not in Odal, and that wasn't a very big protest. Borama is in eastern part of Somaliland. It is to the east of Hargeisa. The protest in Borama was not very significant. But today's protest is very significant because it was held in a region, in a zone through which Ethiopia will have to pass to gain access to the port. Odal. Odal zone, Borama city, where this protest was held today. Borama is one of 4 main cities in Odal. It is capital city of Odal zone. And in Odal zone, there is Loghaya. Loghaya is the proposed city, coastal city, where Ethiopia is going to have a port and military base. Loghaya, Zilak, then Borama are 3 main cities in Odal zone. And Ethiopia will have to pass through Odal because Loghaya is in Odal. Odal zone is very strategic. Why? For Ethiopia, very strategic. It shares border with Ethiopia firstly. Then it shares border with Djibouti too. And then obviously Loghaya is in Odal. It means that it is a coast as well. It does not share border with Somalia. Somalia is not near. Somalia is far away from here. Djibouti can be a player in Odal. Somali Isas live in Odal. Other tribes live as well. Somali Isas live in Djibouti as well. Somali Isa, I think, is the second largest tribe, second largest clan in Odal region, Odal zone. And Somalia has been trying to play this ethnic card, provoking Somali Isas and other tribes in Odal that this deal between Ethiopian government and Somaliland is against Somalis. So that is why people should take to the streets. Tribal elders should speak. We heard from a few tribal elders yesterday, but they are not major tribal elders from Odal region. They are lower level tribal elders. But today's protest was a major protest in Borama. How many attended? Somalia-backed sources say around 30,000 people took to the streets in Borama, Odal today. I am not sure about exact number, but I have a few videos to show which clearly show that thousands were part of this demonstration. Obviously, demonstration was against Ethiopia. Against Ethiopia-Somaliland Memorandum of Understanding. When Musibei Abdi returned from Ethiopia, rallies were taken out in support of the MOU. Where? In Hargeisa. Hargeisa is not in Odal. And there, Musibei Abdi delivered a speech, warmly welcomed there Musibei Abdi, and he said that Ethiopia was going to recognize Somaliland in return for having a port and base in Somaliland. The protests happening now are in Odal, and where it seems that Somaliland government could face problems to exercise its authority. Ethiopia obviously cannot take over Odal by force. If people start turning against Ethiopia, if people start taking to the streets against Ethiopian military, what will happen? And I think Odal elders and Somaliland government have gone through some ups and downs in terms of relations. And we have been hearing that maybe Odal could declare secession from Somaliland. Somaliland is facing this crisis in Odal and then in Lassanud as well, where we saw that SSC Gadomo repelled Somaliland's forces, and I think Somaliland forces had to retreat from Lassanud. Lassanud is far away from Odal. Odal is western side of Somaliland, you can say. So a big challenge for Ethiopian government now. Somalia is playing its cards very well. Diplomatic cards, we're seeing statements in support of Somalia. Some countries announcing support for Somalia, clear support, like Turkey, Egypt, issued strong statements, Sudan as well. International bodies are issuing statements saying that Somalia's territorial integrity and sovereignty must be respected. Then military mobilization. Somalia's military chief visited naval headquarters, asking, telling the Navy to be on alert. Then Somalia's contacts with groups in the Somali region of Ethiopia, telling these groups to be ready to wage war in case Mogadishu decides to wage war on Ethiopia. And then Somalia has been trying to back elements in Somaliland, elements which have already been not on good terms with Somaliland government. So this is the latest situation. By the way, Borama is not far away from Ethiopian border. I think it would be around 20-30 kilometers away from Ethiopian border. Main border town between Ethiopia and Somaliland is Wichale, I think. But Borama is about, I think, 20 to 30 kilometers away from the border. So it means that it is very close to border. This protest is definitely a message for Ethiopian government that it is going to face a challenge. It's not going to be easy for the government to pass through Odal zone to reach the port, the coastal city, Lughaya or Al Sheikh. Both are in Odal. Some say that Ethiopia is interested in Al Sheikh, but according to official position of Ethiopian government, made clear by Ridwan Hussein, Ethiopia wants to gain access to Lughaya. Now, what will Ethiopia do? Ethiopia does not have lots of time because in 1 month the MOU is set to be signed to take the shape of a deal, an agreement. But just 5 days have passed, and we have seen so many regional, internal, and international developments. I said, by the way, 5 days ago when the MOU was signed, that 1 month is going to be very crucial, very eventful. And that is what is happening. On daily basis, we are seeing new developments. Yesterday, we heard rumors that Ethiopian helicopters came under fire in Lohaya and that they were trying to do a landing there quick. I could not confirm any such incident. But sooner or later, Ethiopian military officials or experts will try to go to Lohaya to monitor to monitor the place and to make preliminary preparations for establishment of a base there. Will locals, tribal elders, allow Ethiopian officials to visit Loghaya? That remains to be seen. And secondly, people are protesting. But what about top tribal clan elders in Odal? What do they want? Why are they silent? Do they want to bargain? Do they want to get something from Ethiopian government? They're not taking public positions, but they're backing people. It's a very complex situation. We'll update you in coming video. So far, a big protest in Borama. Thousands attended. Protest against Ethiopia-Somaliland MOU. Our times ahead. 25 days are going to be very eventful in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is faced with a challenge. How can it ensure that the MOU materializes into a deal and agreement?